Most people over 50 think they finally understand themselves, their habits, their health, and especially their relationships. But what if one quiet truth, one that almost no one talks about, has been sitting underneath every argument, misunderstanding, and emotional distance you've ever felt? And what if this truth explains why so many men over 60 silently pull away, even in relationships they want to stay in? Tonight, we're uncovering something that challenges decades of assumptions. Something hidden behind the daily routines of older couples. A mystery so common that nearly every senior man experiences it. Yet 95% of women never truly see it. You're about to hear 3 desperate needs older men have in love, needs that don't disappear with age, needs that actually grow stronger but are overlooked, not because women don't care, but because the signals men send become quieter, subtler, almost invisible after 60. Before we reveal them, we need to go back, way back, to see where this begins, because these needs don't start in old age. They don't suddenly appear at retirement. Their origins are formed in early adulthood, shaped by biology, culture, and the expectations placed on American men. In their 20s, men are taught explicitly or silently to prove themselves through performance, strength, stability, being useful. A 2018 American Psychological Association review shows that over 70% of men under 30 tie their sense of purpose directly to achievement and responsibility. They learn early that value comes from what they provide, not from what they feel. This becomes the first seed of emotional silence. By their 30s, careers, families, and financial pressure solidify this pattern. A man's sense of worth becomes intertwined with his ability to solve problems. He becomes the calm one, the sturdy one, the one who doesn't need much. But here's the twist. This image becomes a mask that follows him into later life, a mask even he forgets he's wearing. Then the 40s arrive. This is when the quiet shift begins. Not loud, not dramatic, subtle. Harvard's Adult Development Study, the longest-running study on aging in the world, found that men in their 40s enter what researchers call identity compression. They begin feeling squeezed between who they were and who they're becoming. Yet most remain silent. They don't want to worry their partners. They don't want to appear weak. And so the second seed is planted, the need to feel understood without having to explain. At the same time, physiology starts to change. Testosterone naturally drops about 1% per year after the mid-30s. Energy shifts. Motivation shifts. Emotional processing shifts. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that men in their 40s become more sensitive to emotional disconnection, though they rarely express it. But then comes 50. This is the real turning point, the shift most people ignore. After 50, men begin confronting invisible losses: physical speed, workplace relevance, social circles shrinking, health worries multiplying. The U.S. Census Bureau reports that over 31% of men over 55 live alone at some point, many due to separation or emotional distancing. But the deeper truth is this: the older a man gets, the more he needs emotional closeness, while at the same time becoming less likely to ask for it. This is where the third seed is planted: the need for emotional safety, free from judgment, free from past mistakes being used as evidence against him. But because men rarely speak these needs out loud, women assume everything is fine, and the gap quietly widens. Then comes the breaking point. For some men, it's a health scare. For others, retirement. For others, a simple moment like realizing no one has touched them gently or spoken to them appreciatively in months. Psychologists call this the emotional visibility collapse. It's when a man realizes he feels unseen, and that he has no tools to express it. From there, the fallout begins. Health declines faster. The CDC reports that socially disconnected seniors, especially older men, have a 29% higher risk of heart disease and a 39% higher risk of depression. Money is affected too. A man who feels undervalued becomes less motivated to plan, save, or build. Lifestyle shrinks, excitement fades, intimacy becomes scarce, and then come the failed fixes. Some men retreat into silence, believing this is just the way aging is. Others overcompensate, becoming irritable, withdrawn, or overly busy. Many rely on outdated advice. Stay strong. Man up. Don't bother her with your feelings. But none of these work. They actually make the emotional divide bigger. All of this brings us to today, and to the core truth. Older men have three desperate needs in love, needs formed over a lifetime, intensified by age, and almost always overlooked. And now, finally, here they are. The first need is respectful appreciation not for what he provides, but for who he is. Once men cross 60, they no longer chase status, money, or competition. What they crave is being valued, truly valued as a man with wisdom, experience, and heart. Studies from the University of Michigan Health and Retirement Project show that men over 60 rate feeling appreciated as the number one factor that determines relationship satisfaction. The second need is general emotional safety not deep therapy, not intense conversations, just the safety to speak without being corrected, dismissed, or reminded of past mistakes. Older men don't need a solution, they need a calm place to land. A soft space where they're not judged for their fears, insecurities, or changing identity. This is something 95% of women underestimate. The third need is physical affection without pressure not necessarily sexual, though that matters for many, but physical closeness, touch, warmth, softness, connection. According to the National Social Life, Health, and Aging Project, over 60% of men over 60 say the absence of gentle touch makes them feel invisible. Not unloved, invisible. When these needs go unmet, men withdraw, not out of anger, but out of quiet emotional starvation. But when these needs are understood even lightly, men reopen, they reconnect, they soften. They love more fully than at any other time in life. So, what can you do today? First, offer small moments of appreciation, not for tasks, but for character. I love how patient you are. I trust you. Thank you for being steady. Second, create calm emotional space. Ask one simple question once a week. What's been on your mind lately? Then listen, without correcting. Third, add gentle physical reassurance. A hand on his shoulder, a hug for no reason. Sitting close during a show. It changes everything. Here's one warning. Never assume silence means he doesn't care. For older men, silence usually means he's overwhelmed, not uninterested. And here's one thought to leave you with. What if the strongest version of love after 60 isn't louder, but softer? If you want the next chapter where we reveal the hidden emotional language older men use without realizing it, make sure to subscribe. The next video might change the way you see him forever.